Well, hello. Today I'd like to give you my first impressions of a Moonman M3. And I will just thank the viewer who sent this pen to me, so thank you. It was interesting to try it. So let's take a look at it writing. Alright, so this is the pen in question. It comes in this nice metal box, if you like nice metal boxes. Moonman thingy, which, interesting story, apparently in Europe, I don't think it's true in the US market, but in Europe, the Kaweco company has trademarked the name Moonman just to give this company difficulties. And there's a whole soap opera behind it. I'll put a link in the video description because that's not what this video is about. But interestingly, they can't sell them as Moonman pens in Europe. So we open up the box, and we are left with a nice cartridge, a nice converter. 4 different cartridges of various flavors. Not all the same manufacturer, which is interesting. And then we pull out the pen. And it says 3-0F. So does that mean it's a Moonman 3? I don't know the Moonman models really at all, so maybe that's what it means. Oh, I can't get this tag off either. Holy cow. Alright, so let's save the converter, because I might need that in a few minutes. Let's take a look at the pen. So it's sort of a nifty, stripy, sparkly body. We've got sparkly brown stripes, we've got some black stripes, and we have some sparkly green stripes. Fairly ordinary clip. I've never seen that logo before. And nothing on that finial. Oh, screw to open. I like that stripy section. And the nib is a Moonman nib. Looks like a number 5. And we'll open it up. And we've got nothing. But, you know, I think it's not a real heavy pen, so I'm guessing some parts are metal, some parts are not. Snork this in here. There we go. And let's do a glamour shot or two. The squirrel here is a gift from ChrisRap52, but he does illustrate a problem with this set, which is that the desk kind of leans to the left. I have it propped up a little bit right now, but he wants to tip. Like that. So, I'm thinking with a nice brown and green striped pen, we need a not brown and green striped ink. Because I've never seen such a thing. Well, if you know how to do that with fountain pen ink, please let me know. We may have to talk about going into business. So we'll tip it on its side a bit so we can get the ink, because it's starting to run empty. I go through so much of this stuff. It's amazing. So 1 fill, not bad. Two fills, we'll call it good. It's not running out. Always a good sign. Alright, so let's call this a Moonman 3, because I really don't know its name. And I'm just going to say it's a fine nib. There used to be a song, Jenny, You're a Fine Girl, something like that. Alright, so we have a Parker Quink. So a little bit of feedback to it. Washable blue. I'm not feeling a whole lot of bounce there, but that's okay. So flex, yes, we do the flex test even if it doesn't flex, because sometimes we'll see line variation. And yeah, you can make any pen flex once, then it goes, whoop, and it never flexes again. But I'd say it has some line variations showing some shading in this ink, which is always nice. Wetness and flow, it feels wettish to me. I think that did reasonably well. Smear test. Feels kind of like a vintage pen. It's a little bit narrower section is one thing I'm seeing. Yeah, wettish. Reverse writing if you're into that kind of thing. A very extra fine. And finally, the world famous Pierre Gustafsson test. I think it did pretty well. A few minor skips on the upstrokes, but I think that more had to do with how I was holding the pen. So all in all, this is pleasant. I will see how I like it when I start writing with it, but it's pleasant. So person in Texas who donated this to me, thank you. So that was the Moonman M3, although I believe Moonman has to change their name now thanks to a lawsuit with Kaweco, but that could be just in Europe, I don't know. I'll try to put a link to the story down below in the video description. But anyway, Moonman M3. I started looking at Chinese pens a few years ago. What was it? Goulet Pens, I think, first came out with a few. So I purchased them, and one of the big complaints I had back then, they're very heavy, very quality feeling, but they would dry out. You leave them overnight, they dry out. This one sat for a few weeks because, I wasn't super excited to write with it. I mean, not bad, just not great. And started right up like a champ when I went to write with it again. So, kudos. I think in general, a lot of these Chinese companies are releasing more of their better quality pens now in the West. So, kudos. It's an acrylic pen. We'll see. There's no how the metal threads on plastic threads works in the long run. I don't have an answer for that yet. I've noticed, some subtle chatoyancy and stuff. As far as the pocket test, I don't have a pocket here, but okay. No, it worked. Okay. So it glides over reasonably well. I mean, putting it on a sweater probably isn't the fairest pocket test I could do. But on the whole, I'm content with it. Not thrilled, but content. It's a good quality pen, and, it shows why the Chinese pens are selling so well. You get a good, decent pen at a pretty good price. So, I'm sorry it's not a ringing endorsement, but not a criticism either. Just a good pen, and doesn't really stand out to me one way or the other. Although I will say I do kind of like the color. That grew on me as the longer I had the pen. So thank you, viewer, who sent this to me. I enjoyed it. Who knows? I may end up... this viewer has sent me some pens before that I've given away. So I'm sure this will go to a worthy home down the road. So I want to thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.